Welcome to the next video on the XR pistol. So I've been busy doing a lot of work here and excited to start sharing it with you. Biggest thing has been slide rack with the slide that hinges out of the way here and a slide release button. So in order to pull that off, right here we have a little sliding toggle and you'll see how that pointer gets activated here. And so with this, whenever we pull that, so that is the OS button that clicks on things when you're here. Whereas in-game, the trigger is the trigger, but in this main part, for whatever reason, Meta decided they wanted that to be it. So with us having our slide release button here, it means you don't have to do that whole annoying rack the slide to click on something. You can just press the slide release. So usability-wise, this is awesome. Like you can grab, you can scroll, move around, and as I started getting into ergonomics around here and how and whether I wanted to use tip or that front button for both these, what made the decision for me was this, and knowing that if I could pull this off, this was just going to be great for usability, and I'm so happy with how it feels, like exactly what I envisioned. So there's a spring up in here, which is what makes it so that there's just this tiny little piece right here to pull it off. There's just a tiny little piece here to pull that off. And then there's a tiny little piece here for a mag state as well. So I've been doing some work as well with the tip and tying that in for weapon light stuff. I don't have that in proper calibration right now. I've got some ideas though what I'm going to do to get that pulled off. So I'm going to go ahead now and I will pop out our retention pin here so I can show you how this is doing things. So I'm going to take the pen out so that's not obscuring. You'll see there's just this little piece there. There's no springs, there's no screws to get it. It just sits right in here and then it locks down inside of the frame there. And so with the button up here, that presses it. Whereas this part right here, when that goes back and forth, that's able to press it. So each of those were able to activate that. If you didn't catch my other videos, the trigger here just goes up like that, and that feathers along our middle area here, which in-game reports itself as a trigger. And then right here, there's this sensor. And so by default, when you have a magazine in here, this is going to be in, and it'll push this up like that, and it keeps it off the button. But if you remove the magazine, then it presses this rear button, so it's a state sensor. I didn't want to end up having that just be a straight push, even though it would have been a little easier to make, because it needs to really be a state to be more easily compatible with games and not have to invert the reading that you get off there. So this is so much more simple than any of the other designs for hardware that I have done before. I'm really excited about this. So I am working through how I'm going to retain this top part around here. Whenever I'm doing in-game testing, I'll usually just put like one of those bread twisty ties around here to hold it down for now. I want a better solution though. So part 2 of our video is holsterability. So the whole point of this form factor is so that we were going to be able to holster this, run drills, all that type of stuff. So I've been testing with a number of different types of holsters here, but the real big thing here, we take this, put this into a normal in-waistband holster, and you've got no problems with any of the holsters that I've been testing with here. So here you've got a Tenna Corvello. This was something I picked in EXO I'd got off Amazon. And then here, this is a little level 2 one. I had done some bastardization to the top testing on other things, but works well in here. And then say that we get our mock weapon light here that is able to interface to activate up front here to be able to get the tip once I'm done working on that. And here we have it's one of the TX arms sidecar. That's what it was. So holsters right in the sidecar. You can end up throwing your mag over there. Do this either 4 o'clock or appendix. So the whole reason why I chased after the pen like I have been here is holsterability. And so all of our tests have been around that. getting ready so that we're going to be able to practice drawing from concealment. And the tracking speed, we take this, that goes away from us, comes back up here, and like, you don't really have to worry when you draw from cover most of the time, unless your controller goes to sleep, that it's just going to be ready once you get up here. So there are our tracking tests.